The comic industry is a toxic wasteland of people who just don't want you to be able to talk to anybody else. It's a whisper network of just cancel pigs. And Mark Millar actually used that term a couple years ago now when they were coming after a comic shop owner. And the comic shop owner made a video where, this is, again, a retailer who these people live off of. Their books go into those stores. He's the one who sells them to customers. And he said there's been a lot of problems, this comic shop owner, in recent years with people just putting self-inserts into things. Instead of doing Iron Man, it's like, me, a black girl, as Iron Man. And nobody wants to buy that book because it's not Iron Man. It's pretty simple when you're working on somebody else's IP to do that sort of thing. And then, of course, none of these people's, creative works that are their own go anywhere or sell anywhere either because they're just not talented. They just put in self-inserts and it makes it really, really rough. There's a lot of lack of talent in the comic book industry, and it's because the system of political clout has built itself up over the last decade where you have to have the checklist of all the things. And, you could, if you're a transgender black woman sex worker, let's put you on My Little Pony, a book for little girls. And, it's like, it's always absurd. And it's all that political clout that gets people places rather than talent. It's really, really sad to watch the comic industry fall to this level. Now, there's some good people in the comic book industry. We try to, of course, cover their works. Mark Millar is one of them. Sean Gordon Murphy, the guy drives me crazy because he really works hard for these people clout and does this kind of thing. But he's got talent with it. I will admit that his art's beautiful. And on top of that, there's a lot of others out there. Jeremy Adams is a great one right now. Jim Zub is doing great work on Conan. Daniel Warren Johnson's doing amazing work on Transformers right now. These are people who are worth looking at their works. But for the most part, you get this whole system of failure where because that political clout doesn't sell books, it doesn't move anything, and they're trying to cancel Mark Millar now really, really hard for one reason, and it's because he went on TV shows to promote his book with Nerdrotic and with Critical Drinker and with Clownfish TV, some great channels that care about comic books. Nerdrotic ran a comic book store again. This is where he came from. Critical Drinker is a movie reviewer, and of course, Millar does his work with Netflix and does movies as well. Makes sense. They're both Scottish together, too. And Clownfish, again, worked in the comic book industry, runs a retail shop as their day job also. These are people who you want to appeal to as comic book people. But because of just this whisper network, because of the hatred, it's a thing that they can't talk with you openly. Otherwise, they're going to get canceled, and these people will just go crazy on you. And that's exactly what's happening right here. Now, they're also lying kind of about things, as we're going to see in the comments. The way that they try to frame things is completely false and just is a completely hatchet job to try to destroy this person, as he's got a great Kickstarter going. Psychic Sam's on Kickstarter right now with him and John Romita Jr. Beautiful looking book. I backed it. Chrononauts is a great book. I have it. I'm going to get this library edition because their art's beautiful. And this is something ridiculous that these people are going into. So I'm going to get into this in just a moment, and let's talk about the comic book news and the cancel pigs going after Mark Millar right now. Please hit the like and subscribe button. It's really, really sad. And if like a lot of the leadership in the comic book industry who's higher up, who the Tom Brevoorts of the world, I'll call you out, Gail Simone's of the world, would knock this kind of thing off. Just talk with people who love comics. Don't ignore politics on the thing. Mark Wade's another one. We could have such a nicer comic book industry where we'd actually care about comics again and reading again. That's what it's supposed to be about. This is not your little niche industry is not helping Kamala Harris get elected. I mean, believe it or not, it didn't help. And so just get over it and make great comics and have fun with comic books again. That's all we've been asking for a long, long time. And stop this nonsense. But, of course, we can't have nice things because, again, who gets hired is people who just care about those clout structures. They don't care about sales. They don't care about fans. They don't care about comic books. That's why we're here to fight, guys, and that's what we're doing. So please hit the like and subscribe button. Join us. My name is John Delarose. I am a longtime comic creator, blacklisted from the industry. Those people, very same people, have gotten me banned from Kickstarter, banned from Indiegogo, banned from Patreon because of community standards, yes. And it's just because I talk about the comic book industry here like this. They're very, very scared because they know I have great works. They know I have a lot of talent. A lot of these people will even tell me behind the scene they know I have great talent. and they won't let you find my books. That's the entire intention of what they're doing. It's a big, big Ponzi scheme. It's really, really sad. So I have a newsletter so I can directly connect with you. Want you on this, guys, so that I don't lose you. I have 9 graphic novels in development right now. Beautiful stuff. Science fiction, fantasy, superhero. It's all coming out. And we're just moving forward anyway because readers are finding me anyway despite all of this. And it's great. I really appreciate you guys who all got the Emerald Array this week. And thanks for all the kind comments. We got a ton on that. Just loving the book because, we did this like 70s style Jack Kirby science fiction adventure. And, that's what comics is missing. I miss the 70s. I'm not trying to go back to the 90s. We're regressing harder because comics were so great. I'm reading, like I said the other day, the 1965 omnibus right now. I'm almost done with it, of Marvel Comics that just like it was every book put out by Marvel Comics that month. Just such cool stuff. And the comics has such a rich history. And the storytelling used to be very, very different. We're trying to bring it back. So check it out here. If you want to support me, here's my web store. It's NDM Express right here. And this is my comics, and you can get them here. I have novels, of course, as well. We've got T-shirts, and I've got them all on digital if you just want to check them out. I have a great new customer. Shout out to you who just bought a ton of books this morning, and I appreciate you for doing so. And this is a great spot to be. So Overmind is really where my new science fiction universe is. I tell people probably best to start there because we're doing a lot of work in that universe. Thank you guys for supporting independent comics. This is the future. Getting people reading is what we're all about here. So if that's what you've always wanted, I know there's a lot of people burnt out on the mainstream industry and even on the alternatives that didn't pan out. But this is a different movement that we're building. Great. We have a great community. Get on the newsletter. Grab some books. Join the Discord. Thanks, guys, for being here. All right, let's get into this. So, yeah, Dark Horse Comics posted this. Mark Millar's Chrononauts Library Edition is new this week wherever you buy books. And the library editions are giant, oversized books, which are fantastic. I've been very excited in getting these as they've come out for Millar World, whatever you want to call it, which is you moved into Dark Horse, and they do those great books. I actually got the originally the first library edition I ever got was Mike Mignola's Hellboy ones, and they're gorgeous. Makes me very happy to read, and just that oversized art's awesome. So Chrononauts is one of Millar's best books. It really is. Good stuff. Sean Gordon Murphy's art's fantastic in it, and they really did a lot of fun with the whole time travel sort of situation in this. And so it's a good book, worth reading. Now, this is what happened here. This guy came out. His name's Matt Hollingsworth. He says, I guess he was maybe the colorist on this. Matt Hollingsworth, Chrononauts. It is, I guess, colorist is what he is. I guess he's one of the colorists on it. And he goes, I don't want to be associated with this comic. Won't receive money if you buy it. So please boycott. So this is very clearly also because of what's going on with Mark Millar going and talking with Nerdrotic, talking with Critical Drinker, talking with Clownfish. You're not supposed to talk with those people. Now, again, those are 50% of people who buy comics, because, again, Trump supporters buy comics too. Christians buy comics too. I mean, Critical Drinker's not even American, so it doesn't even make sense. But whatever. Those people buy comics too, and none of these people want anybody around. They'd rather burn the industry to the ground. Mark Wade said this in a weird tirade than work with anybody who has different political opinions than them. That's how crazy this is. And so he wants you to boycott this book that he worked on. Really, really sad on this. Now, as far as don't get money if you buy it, this is what they're using, saying, and if you look at the comments here, they're using that. Is this the one where Mark Millar refused to pay other creators? Hard pass. Now look at this. Look at I don't buy this. I receive no money. So this is really wild because, and look at it's incredibly disheartening to find the guy who repeatedly proclaims that collaborators on these books are getting mad Netflix money are getting nothing for the reprints. Well, that's normal for a colorist. A colorist does not often ever get a percentage of things on a book. That is unheard of in the industry. It's not written that way, and there's no contracts written this way. This doesn't mean that Morgan Johnson was paid poorly here, or I'm sorry, that Matt Hollingsworth was paid poorly or not paid. This is a lie because he was paid at some point on this, and he probably was paid high rates because I've talked with Mark Millar in the past, and he pays top dollar rates for the art, for the colorist, and he actually takes no money off of the books himself because he's already gotten paid through his Netflix deal. So the artists do get the line artist gets about 100% of any royalty deals that come in after that. Interesting on that level, right? And so they pay really big page rates on that level and much higher than what normal Marvel and DC rates get. So this guy was paid handsomely for this. So yeah, reprint comes out. You don't get extra for that. And you're complaining about that, even though every Marvel book you work for, you don't get extra for on the reprints either. In fact, none of the writers or artists do at all. And so this is a false sort of thing, trying to make it look like Mark Millar did something wrong, or like the Netflix deal did something wrong, when this is an industry standard, and like I said, he probably got paid like handsomely for it compared to what he gets for page rates at Marvel. And to treat his fellow creator who gave him that job like that just because he's talking to people trying to sell his book in the current environment, which is hard to sell comic books right now. I mean, the industry is really dead, is just disgusting. This guy is sick for doing so and trying to play this fake victim where, of course, there's nothing here. He made it about him rather than just celebrating a great book, getting a beautiful edition, where his art's actually highlighted, and that could lead to more jobs for him, unfortunately. Make sure all the people get paid instead of getting screwed over. Nobody got screwed over again. This is fake. If Mark wanted my money, he should not have become a Jan 6 denier. What's this have to do with comic books? Yeah, when did this happen? I don't think he's ever said anything about January 6th. The guy's not American. Like, he's a UK citizen. It's crazy. F Mark Millar. Well, you're not wrong. F Mark Millar. No thanks. Hard pass on Millar. So as you see, this came, and the reason all this is getting piled on by Dark Horse like this is because of this article from Bleeding Cool, which talks about what's going on here and the new ways to sell Psychic Sam comics. And it's because, and of course he this is what misleading Mr. Liefeld does. Liefeld did not mention how much he hates John Romita Jr.'s art. In fact, he did talk about this is like such ridiculous stuff here. And he's trying to disparage the comic book, which John Romita Jr., they all hail John Romita Jr. all the time. This looks fantastic. There's no problem with this, by the way. Ridiculous. And of course, ties this to Millar being on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. I don't bother with the other ones, which seem to become a phantom zone for the craziest mofos who left Twitter. Is that what you call BlueSky thinking? Yes. So he's trying to signal that politically you're supposed to hate Mark Millar. Now, this is interesting because Mark Millar is a left-wing guy. He's like borderline communist. But he's also a Catholic Christian. So he's got a very unique political angle from an American perspective, which is pretty like RD, in America, right? But it's a different thing. So like it doesn't line up to America. But these Americans on BlueSky who are extreme leftists, they're so hateful and they're so just like they so want everybody destroyed who doesn't even like vote like they do. And of course he can't even vote like they do. It doesn't matter. He's not in America. It's crazy. And this is exactly another example of this, which is why we have to fight so hard to take over the culture, guys, and change things for independents to actually just be able to have their own voices, to be able to create their own art, to be able to do their own thing. Because we're up against this. We're up against this kind of a mob pylon, which is just nasty and stupid. None of these people were going to buy this book anyway, by the way. Here it is. He's moving into reactionary rage merchant ecosphere in the last few years. By the way, he went on this and was just talking about how he's very excited about the Superman movie. I mean, it's like you guys didn't even watch the interview. You're just mad that he talked to somebody, and you're mad of the association of the association. It's so weird. And this sort of thing has to stop in the comic industry. It's so toxic. It's so evil. And it's like, it is cancel pigs. This is exactly what they're doing. Unfortunate. The art looks dang good. Well, check it out and read the book because the book's good, right? And so it's like, it's so ridiculous on this level that these people act like this. And, honestly, as a publisher, if Matt Hollingsworth isn't getting paid for a reprint, he's going to go call you out and try to cancel you over it. Why would you hire him for colors at that point? It's just a liability for you. I wouldn't do it if I was Marvel or DC Comics. That's crazy. And so, yes, from the combination of Rich Johnson, Bleeding Cool, spreading this nonsense, trying to just be like, oh, they're just, he's courting the alt-right, right? And then with this, the combo of the cancellations just leads to a mob just going on social media and doing this kind of thing on BlueSky. It's really, really sick. And so, yes, this is where we're at these days. This is the absolute state of the comic book industry. It's really, really sad to watch. And again, these people, Matt and Mark Wade, Gail Simone, Tom Brevoort, all you guys, if you just treated people like they're humans and stopped with this nonsense over politics, we could really make comics into a wonderful thing again, and probably just, dial everything down, build a better world. But, it's on you guys. What's falling and crumbling in the comic book industry is on you guys. And the thing is, you're not making a difference. It's not encouraging people to vote more for the way you want. In fact, they see how insufferable and how awful this behavior is, and it makes people vote the opposite way just because they don't want to be around you. So, wake up. Comic books are in dire straits right now. We need more independent projects like Psychic Sam on Kickstarter. John Romita Jr.'s art looks great. Mark Millar's going to do a bang-up job on the writing. We know this. Everything they do is fantastic. So it's like, why is this happening? Very, very sad. Leave a comment down below with what you think about this. Please hit the like and subscribe button. Guys, check out my newsletter. So important to get on here because I never know if I'm going to find you again. The site's all janky with algorithms and the like, and I hate it. So I'm talking YouTube, not my newsletter. But that way I can directly communicate with you. Check out my books, guys. Start with Overmind, like I said. You're going to love it. It's in the description below. Appreciate you being there. We'll be back soon.